Alright folks, hey, we're going to start with new plastisol for a change. We're going to be making the flash color in the LC Shad. Now while I'm shooting that, I'm going to shoot the mini LC Shad. I don't make flash in that bait, but I want to try it. And I do make it flash in the Tadpole Junior. I'm going to shoot it while I'm doing it. I make it in, I think, the 3-inch minnow, the Tweety Birds, okay? Flash is a great clear water color. And as you're going to see right here in a minute. Let me get this cooked up and we'll make that color. Alright guys, I'm working around the camera here. Now this is a very simple recipe. 1 drop of black. Yeah, that's the hardest part right there. Alright. Okay. Yeah. To get 1 drop in something can be tough sometimes because it wants to pull and give you another drop, doesn't it? It gave me like a half a drop and I tried to stop it. Alright. We done alright. Now. Okay. Blue highlight. Now this will give it a blue color on the outside of it. This is a smidgen. Okay. That's what it gets. Now guys, you can order these spoon online if y'all make them. I see them at Cracker Barrel. Check your local Cracker Barrel. Local Cracker Barrel down here had them. Now they didn't. I was in there last Sunday, and they didn't have them. But that was in North Carolina Cracker Barrel. We have a Cracker Barrel here in our town, South Hill, what I call our town. It's the closest town to me, but we go to church in North Carolina, and it's about 28-30 miles from me. Down the interstate, it's all this. Straight shot down the interstate. So it don't take too long. And they have a Cracker Barrel, and we usually eat there on Sundays after church. And they had them. Alright, now, that's it. I'll just make sure I got all the blue highlight broke up. Now, this is silver. This is 015. I'm putting a smidgen of that. And I might have to come back and add a little bit, but I think a smidgen of each one. This is 008. Now, the reason I call this flash, see, is all that silver right there, buddy, gives it a lot of sparkle. Now, I put just a half a smidgen of black, okay? The black just gives it some body. And if you look at small minnows in the water, or if you ever catch small minnows, if you look at them, they always usually have black spots on them, don't they? Or you can see their intestines, but there's some black there, right? Y'all guys fish, y'all know what I'm saying, you've noticed it. You're like, I can see through these minnows. That's right. I think it's perfect. Now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to heat this back up because I can tell you right now it's too cold to shoot. So basically, guys, it's at 300. All right, let me heat this back up and I'll cut y'all back on. All right, guys, I got it back to 338, and it'll cool in this injector a little bit, so that's fine. 330. 335 is what I like to shoot at. You got to learn your mold. Some molds shoot better a little colder. Some like it just a little bit hotter if you got a little skinny tails. A area 330 usually pretty good. Alright guys, let's get these pieces off the top here. We're going to open these molds. Now guys, if you're shooting smaller baits, you could add a half a drop more or even a drop more to get the exact color that you want, okay? Don't be afraid to switch something a little bit. Alright, there you go. Yep, and see, you can see through it just a little bit. You can see your hook in it. So guys, in the old days, back in the 80s and 90s, we called this smoke. We called that a smoke bait. And you can see that glitter in it. Yeah, the glitter shining. Yep. And it's just a few black flake here and there, just enough to give it some, like I say, some body. That's why I call it flash. Alright? Yeah, look at all that glitter shining. So, hey look guys, y'all know the routine here. Put your number down, 1 through 400. Make sure you're subscribed. If that subscribe button is black, you're not subscribed. You can be unsubscribed. It happens. Okay, they purge it sometimes, and I can tell you by my numbers. One week I look at it, and you know, one day, let's say one day I look at it, and let's say it's 298. Next day I look at it, 295. I'm going backwards in subscribers instead of up. Yep. And it's where people subscribe. They come along, I like this channel, and they subscribe. They watch a video, maybe for a week or two, they watch a couple, then they quit watching, and they unsubscribe them. Yep. That's how it works. But being a small channel, I notice it a lot. Y'all want to see a tadpole? So leave your number. Make sure you're subscribed. And on Wednesday night, we leave a number between 1 and 400, right? I said this in the back of the video, too. Tail didn't fill in that one. So let's go to this side. There you go. Pull one of those off, too. That happens sometimes on that little mold. The tail won't feel right. And it has a lot of oil in it, too. It's been laying up here on this cabinet. Yeah, that's a little tail on that little Tadpole Jr. It's gonna, that one has the tail messed up, too, I think. This one's better. It's the first time I've shot that mold, I think, this year. Alright, I've been busy making everything else. I think I've got all the colors in it, too. But, guys, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. The reason I shot this mold, I'm going back out this weekend, or the first of the week. I was fished with this Tadpole Jr. in this flash color. Gavin told you. Gonna catch him with that. The water has gotten so clear here. I mean, it's clear. Y'all want to see the little baby one here before we go? Alright. So Wednesday night, guys, I'm going to do a random number draw, and y'all going to watch me. And we're going to go down through there. And we're going to see who comes closest to that number without going over. And whoever does that, email me your address, and I'll mail it to you. I mailed out today. Today's Friday. I mailed out today. I fished this morning, doing the shot part this evening. Done been to the Mexican restaurant. Yeah, but y'all can smell the garlic, can't you? There you go. I walk in the house, my wife goes, "You been to the Mexican restaurant? I can smell the garlic on you." That's what she says when she comes home from work. Or so she's home. She's home today. She works at a school, so she's off for the summer. There's a little mini shad. Yep. Guys, I'm going to fish with this too. Now, you know, I was trying to catch the shell crackers bed in the spring. I don't know how I messed them. Every week I would check. Evidently, they came in and bid it and was gone before I got from Friday to Friday, if I got a chance to find them. That's unusual, isn't it? But I've heard many people say this on YouTube. We had an unusual spring. It was like cold, 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 hot. Yeah. So I messed them. Guaranteed you the shell crackers eat these up. I've got guys that are ordering nothing but these little baits. Yep. I know some of you are going like, what? Why would they do? They're fishing shell crackers and stuff with them. This is just a little bit. They order a lot of these too. I have guys ordering up with this little bit right here. It's 1.5 inches. Now, it's the same bait as this fathead. Okay? Except they made this one bigger. It's the same length. They just made this fathead bigger body. Okay? Yep. And I have a lot of people order them because they're catching shell crackers and stuff like that, and crappie. So, hey, I understand. If you got a lake that has real clear water, I bet you this little mini shad will eat them. Eat them up. Because they're harder to catch in clear water. I mean 5-10 foot visibility. I hear guys talking about, yeah, my lake, you can see down 10 foot. I understand that. We have lakes here in Virginia. The mountain lakes are like that. I heard a guy say the other day on fishing the DMV. You ever check that out? It's about Virginia, and he was talking to a guy, I think on Smith Mountain Lake. And he said, "What's the water visibility?" He said, 8 to 12 feet. Yeah, you can look down 8 to 12 feet. So you could take that little bait right there around the boat docks, and you'd probably catch something. Or the Tadpole Jr., right? Because you get too big, guys, is that clear water is tougher to catch them. That's why people are buying the smaller baits from me. All right, and I know that. And like I say, shell crackers, big brim, big bedding brim. Check them out. I got the TNT worm too, right? All right, guys. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Leave your number. Like I say, we'll get you done on Wednesday, load you on Thursday, mail out to you on Friday. That's how it works. Every week we have a winner. Make sure you come back and check, though. A lot of people will leave a number and never come back. I know it. I got one person now. We're down to one person. Other one come through. We're down to one person. And he could be out of town. He could be in the military. You know, anything could happen. He might come back sooner or later and go, hey, I'm sorry. I was off the grid. Thank you. Here's my address. You never know. Guys, see y'all Wednesday night. Bam. All right, guys, just getting started. Look, it's 8 o'clock. I put in at a little bit after 7. And it was so foggy in the back of the creek where I live. And I idled for a while, and I got up just on plane. I could see about, 50, 60 yards at times, maybe, as I got better. So I come on. I got to like that. I stopped and fished a couple places while it was foggy, which I knew in the back of the creek it wasn't much. It's about 10 inches. And there was a few fish back there, but they were very small. But it's supposed to get very hot today. That's right. And so finally I made it. Finally I said, that's it, I'm going to go on. So here come another boat. And I could see him a good ways off. It got clear enough we could see each other probably, I'd say 50, 60 yards. I just got it up on plane. Just enough to get it on plane, which my boat's probably 15 mile an hour, right? Ain't much. And I just went along, just kept it on plane where I could move along a little bit, and it started getting better and better. And I didn't go no ways, guys. I didn't go 75, 100 yards, and bam, it was like it is now. I went, darn, I must have been, it must have been, the fog must just have been in one little spot in the back of the creek. So there you go. All right, guys, found another one. I tell you, they're not easy to catch today. We're in that summertime pattern. You see the water's 82 degrees. Once that water warms up, I said this is summer fish. 10 inchers, 9 to 11 inchers is about the average. And catch one over 11, it's a woohoo! It's a plus. But that's a good one. He's about 10 and a quarter. Oh, this is not a very big one either. He's about 9 inches. Now I put a few here, guys. I think it's the first time I've fished this dock with y'all this year. Some of y'all got, alright, I can get you off. People water skiing already, guys. Yeah. Look at this rock bank. It goes under and curls back. You know, you see people climb that kind of stuff. I'm looking at them like, where would you even start? You'd have to get a rope around one of those little trees right there. That's grown on that rock shelf. I wouldn't trust one of those for nothing. Even a little oak tree. Where could the roots be, right? But yeah, it's straight up. That bank is straight up. It's like it right here too. So you know it falls fast. And look, I'm made of the ways of the dock right here, and it's 16 foot. So yeah, it's a good drop. And the fish are on back in. That's the trouble I'm having right now. You can see they're right here. That's 42 feet. They're back under that storage area. This thing has braces across the front. They filled in that one slip, so I really can't get to them. I've been trying to skip it back as far as I can. Bam. All right, guys, I had my camera cut off because I was traveling. When I travel like that, I usually cut it off, and I cut it back on the first fish because I'm checking docks, what I'm doing. I'm going from dock to dock to see if there's any fish under it. And it just runs your battery down if you leave it on all the time. I can't get it out. He's about the same, 10 inches. Bam, got another one. I say, next cast. He's about 10 inches. I don't expect to get any bigger. All of them look about the same size. But yeah, the fishing gets a little tougher in the summer months, guys. Like I said, sometimes they don't get, when the water gets hot, they don't get quite interested in feeding. But I think a lot of it's done at night. So by daytime, they're not quite as interested. But what you got to watch, you know, the video that y'all watching today, excuse me, that you watched this week or Wednesday, I talked about docks. This one has braces on it. So I got to watch if I'm talking, I'll get hung up. You can see it right here. See the brace right there? It's got braces going that way. It's got braces on this front going out. And you got to watch what they're doing. The crappie are on those braces, okay? And that's what you got to watch. And they get on them, hang around them. So you're taking a chance of getting hung up easily. Docks, you're going to get hung up here. I done lost one jig already this morning. You're going to get hung up on docks. Everybody the same size. Cookie cutters. But hey, like I said, when there's fishing, it can be tough in the summertime. I'm not going to give up on them. I keep after them. And I'm catching fish, so. Something looks big right here. See that? I'd have no idea if there's two fish close together. There they are. There's a little pile of them. You see the brace right there. That's the only place there's any fish either. And I'm looking back. See, they're under that brace. It's the only fish are here. So what I like about my handle is I can point it at them and go, okay, they're right there. And I can see where they're at. That helps me, gives me an angle. Now, I said this in my video, and I think Sam put it in his. I didn't put it in mine. Live scope helps you like that. You can look at them and go like, they're right in that area. They're between those two posts and they're 10 feet back. And you can watch your bait if you want to study it. And sometimes you can find your bait and watch your bait and keep up with it. It's not always easy to find. Closer to the boat it is. If you watch most of these guys that are showing you, I watched the guy the other day. And guys, forgive me, I don't care for when a guy shows the live scope all the time in the corner of the video. I don't care for that. I don't like those videos. I don't watch them. I watch it once in a while just to see what they're doing. Because I look at live scope all the time, so I don't need to watch live scope in somebody's video. But look here. I'm on 44 feet right here, okay? Usually I run mine on 50. If you look at that, most of the time, they're on about 30 feet. Here's the boat. If you look, they're only fishing 15 to 20 feet from the boat. That's why their jig is so easy to see. That's why. And some of them put a big weight on it too. When you go to that little 30-second right there, they're using 16ths mostly, sometimes 8ths. The bigger the lead, guys, the easier it is to see, right? I'm using 1/32. It's hard to see, even at close range. But I really don't look for it. Like again, I give me an idea where the fish are. I can see that they're 10 feet back under there. They're back by those chairs. Okay, that's what I'm interested in. And I just throw it on back in there, skip it back on back there, give it some line so it can fall a little bit. I want it to fall straight. So I'm lucky if I get it back there far enough, right? And then I know now it's about 4 foot, it's about 5 foot. Okay, I'm gonna start moving it. It falls about a foot a second. I hit something, I think I hit a brace. I don't think it was a fish. That's what I'm doing. There you go. I said that's what I'm doing. I reached up, cut the camera off, and as soon as I cut it off, one hit me. I don't like to let it run too long because it makes my videos too long. And I've had some of y'all comment, Dennis, we don't care how long the videos are. Appreciate that, but that's not you're not the average. It tells us how long people watch, and most people on a 15-minute video are watching 5 minutes of it. Bam. There you go, guys. There's another one. He's about 10 and a half. That's the nicest fish I've caught today. Somebody's texting me. Alright, guys. Look here. You look if I get a hold of him, won't you? Every time I went to touch him, he'd flop. He's about 11 inches. That's the biggest fish I think I've caught today. I've caught mostly 10, 10s and a halves. I've caught a lot of small fish, guys. The bigger fish today have been hard to find. This is the flash color LC Shad. Great color for this clear water. Water's about 3.5 foot visibility. I can see him swim back, still see him. He just went out of sight. That's how clear the water is. Yeah, that's right. Bam. All right, guys. This one. Can't find any big fish today. All the fish I'm catching are about the same size. Cookie cutters. 10 inches, 10 1/4, 10 and a half. That's probably right at 10, 10 1/4. Okay, I'm still throwing. I'm gonna finish this video up here, guys. Even on a small one. I've been trying to catch a bigger fish to finish up with. This is the flash color. Okay. LC Shad. The wind's pushing me. Had a tough morning with the wind and the current. They started making current after I started, and I didn't mention it in a couple of videos. Once they start making current, it pulls. You can see it going around the post. It's like it goes around a rock in the creek. You can see it going around the post. There's that much current. Fish get a little tougher to catch here because they suck up closer to the wood. They get right up on behind the post. Right, it's like you would. It's like a fish in a stream does, right? These guys right here have been back and forth around me, I don't know how many times this morning. They're putting out noodles for catfish. I know what they're doing, because I see the noodles floating all over the lake. And I done been up about 4 miles, and there's noodles up that far. So, and I seen them up there, so that's what they're doing. They're riding around checking their noodles. But they done been past me quite a few times, and I've had to deal with their wake. A couple times pretty close. But you know, when you're fishing a dock, guys, and you're only like 6 or 8, 10 feet from it, and a wake comes, you got to move, because that little bit of wake coming right there, especially when you're sideways to the dock, will push you right up against it. We'll turn the back end against it. It doesn't take much. So they just came down about the time I stopped here and got set up to where I wanted to have my boat. Here they come, and I had to move my boat. But anyway, yeah, that wind gets up between the wind and the current. It makes it tough. And the wind wants to push your line, and when it pushes your line, it drags your bait. Next thing you know, you're hung up on a dock post. I've been hung up this morning more than usual because of those two things. But there you go. Put your number down 1 through 400. And on Wednesday night, we'll do a random number draw just to see who wins. We have no idea who's going to win. That's right. We hit that number. Hey, that thing gives us a number. It's called random. You can't guess it. I have played with it before trying to guess. You know, I go like 200, hit it. Nah. So put your number down 1 through 400. Wednesday night, we'll do a random number draw. We're going to see who won. And then I film that. I load that on Thursdays. Come back and see on Thursday. Come back and see on Thursday if you want, okay? And if you've ordered from me, the last week's winner had just ordered from me. He just ordered from me this month. So I had his address. If you've ordered from me lately, I got your address. If it's been a while, send me your address, because I have to go through the files, guys, and try to find it. All right, guys. Dennis, Fishing Lake Country. Good luck to everybody. And we'll see you on Wednesday night.